you doing, everyone? Looking like we're watching an episode of Deal or No Deal. No, not the Cajun Conservative, mind you. Just with everything going on Wednesday with Hunter Biden going to court, and is it a deal? Is it not a deal? Like I said, it looks like we're watching an episode of Deal or No Deal. So how you doing, everyone? Welcome to this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show, where we talk about life, we talk about liberty, and we talk about the pursuit of happiness, and we show the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. And hope you're having a good one wherever you're located. If you have not yet, hit the follow or the subscribe button on the platform you're listening on. It helps me out more than you know. If you want to help out more that way, there is a link in the description to help us financially if you want to help out BGS Media grow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know I usually talk at the beginning of the show, but at the time of this recording, there is floods of information coming to the BGS Media newsroom, I guess you could say. Our studio is just more than just a studio. It's a newsroom. It's a counseling room. It's all that stuff. You look, look, God has called us to do many things. It's an editing room, all that good stuff. But there's stories that are coming on. Now, I had something planned. I pushed it back to the second segment because I think it's really important we talk about that topic. But, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on with Hunter Biden and the Biden scandal? And look, when you think you wake up and you could not hear any more that is happening in this story, Hunter Biden and his team, or Joe Biden says something, even Hunter Biden Joe Biden has gone so far to say he cured cancer. We might talk about that later on as well. But this week, I'm telling you, it is a flood of information. And yours truly, don't like to harp on a story too long. I like being unique and original. I like bringing out stories that some people aren't talking about. But ladies and gentlemen, this story, every week something comes up with this story, and I have to come on this microphone and I have to make you, the audience, aware of what's going on. And wow, I'm just saying wow. And I have a lot to discuss. I have a lot of opinions on this. But before we do that, I want to thank Cajun Carts for their sponsorship of BGS Media. Please go check out Cajun Carts. You're going to hear their ad throughout the show. If you have a golf cart and you need some repairs or you need to get a new golf cart, I've heard today from, not today, a while back, I heard that they do golf carts all over the nation. I was thinking, wow, just local. But no, they've done all over the South. So, if you're from Texas to Florida, hey, give Cajun Carts a call. Keep eye on that ad for the number and the website and all that good stuff. Just go ahead and check them out as well. Also, a lot of good things are working in progress right now. I can't wait to explain or tell you things that are happening with this studio. I believe God's blessing us. I believe God is multiplying. Our borders are extending. Our borders can't wait to get everything in full swing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start. Let's start on this Hunter Biden stuff. New developments have come out this week where we learned that Hunter Biden was going to court, and this was on the premise that he would get this slap on the wrist deal. If you remember the slap on the wrist deal, that's what I like to call it, where Hunter Biden and the federal prosecutors, which took 5 years to come up with this deal. It took 5 years for the prosecutor, and you heard everybody on the left where there was so little that they could have looked into Hunter Biden that it took forever to find something against him. It took 5 years. I remember making a TikTok about that, and a left-leaning person told me that. Look, Trump was so easy. They could just open his door, and there was all the evidence. Like he went ahead and commits a major crime, and all the evidence was splattered on the wall. And Hunter Biden, it took forever, because there was nothing to find in the Hunter Biden case. But now we're starting to see that probably the prosecutor was was encouraged to go a different way, probably because they're part of the established. We don't know. But you have these people. You have the Hunter Biden, all these. It took 5 years for this prosecutor to come up even with this deal. And it was a slap on the wrist. They were like, yep, let him get away with this. Now, there were some in the Republican Party that have been asking the judge to go ahead and reject the plea deal. And ladies and gentlemen, it was expected him going to court. He pleads guilty to the tax misdemeanors and admitting to the fact of the gun charge. He was just admitting that it was there. He wasn't admitting he was guilty, but all that stuff. Well, come to find out, that plea deal is off the table, thanks to the judge and a congressman, and the stupidity of the lawyers allegedly that are involved with the Hunter Biden case, calling the clerk of court and telling the clerk of court to take out some evidence. And well, Isaac, that ain't bad. Yeah, but it wasn't their evidence. So there was a congressman that went ahead and called the clerk of court to talk to the judge, and it's legal. They said, look, we have this paper. We want you to see it. This incriminates Hunter Biden more than we realize. We have investigations going on. Please take this into consideration when you decide on the plea deal. Because my knowledge, I thought the plea deal was, it was signed, it was delivered, but the judge had to sign off on it. And the judge took that and put it into evidence. Well, I don't know. And look, there's some that say it was Biden's lawyers. I'm not sure, but it's assumed that Hunter Biden's lawyers called the clerk of court and said, "Listen, hey, I'm from Republican Congressperson so and so's office, and that paper we gave you, throw it out of evidence, please. Just throw it out. We made a mistake on it. Throw it away," and then hung up. Come to find out, and this is why we say it's possibly by Hunter Biden's lawyers, because the judge said you have till 9 a.m. on the 25th to explain what happened, or you and your associates get sanctioned. Meaning they're going to go in front of the judge, and the judge is going to start asking questions. Now, the Hunter Biden team, oh, no. Oh, we didn't do nothing. We don't know who made that phone call. But the documents that were submitted to the judge were damning to Hunter Biden. So they go to court today, and the judge starts asking all kind of questions on the extent of immunity from the prosecutor that Hunter Biden could receive from the deal, saying that this deal could mess up future incriminating evidence that we know is coming. And after the judge releases them for a while, they couldn't come up with any new deal. So Hunter Biden, remember, he said, I'm going to plead guilty to the tax invasion, which means that he said, I did it. Now, all of a sudden, goes in front of the judge and pleads, I'm not guilty. No, I'm not guilty. And now they have a trial. I guess it's going to be a trial, or something's going to be set up to where Hunter Biden has to go in front of the judge. Look, I'm going to say this for our cause that is on the conservative side, the right side. This is a huge win, ladies and gentlemen. It is rare. It is rare, especially this guy. Hunter Biden has been getting away with everything. He has been getting away with everything, and he has been getting slapped on the wrist. He possibly brought cocaine into the White House, and because even that case, all of a sudden, the cocaine disappears. It's been destroyed. And when they asked, well, did y'all take DNA samples of the bag that it was in? No, we didn't feel the need to. Well, what we're paying the Secret Service for? A local police department knows better than to destroy evidence and also take DNA off the substance. But the Secret Service that gets out of God knows how much money can't even find out who is the cocaine for. But it is presumed that it's Hunter Biden's. I think it's Hunter Biden's. I don't have proof for it. I'm just saying I presume. I don't say that's a fact. But ladies and gentlemen, Hunter Biden, the son of the president, slap on the wrist deal is no longer there. And look, I'm happy. We might be starting to get some justice in these cases. This man is running around. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. You know why that lawyer went ahead and made that phone call? Because he thought, if it is a lawyer, we don't know. But if it is the lawyer for the Hunter Biden case, and you know why he made that phone call? Because he's so used to getting his way. Hunter Biden's one of the easiest clients you could have. Because it's the president's son. And God forbid somebody touches the president's son unless it's Donald Trump's son. You know, if this was Don Jr. or if this was Eric, you would go ahead and you would have the whole kit and caboodle, the FBI, the Justice Department, the CIA, all going after Don Jr. and Eric Trump. But because it's Hunter's getting away with it seems like he's getting away with everything. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why that lawyer called, if it was the lawyer of the Hunter Biden, because we didn't do nothing. They did this. They think they're going to get away with it. And look, what I've heard, the judge was not too happy that these lawyers called the clerk, not even the judge, the clerk, and get rid of that evidence, please. That's not, well, who are you with? I'm with the Republican congressman. Man, you don't sound the same. I got a cough. I can hear that conversation. But the plea deal is off the table. Now we would have to see what happens to Hunter Biden. We do know, according to multiple reports, the judge pressed Hunter's lawyers and federal prosecutors on the extent of the immunity being offered to Hunter in the deal, including whether it would exempt him from charges related to the Federal Agent Restoration Act. So she did her job. And look, also, that's another thing, too. I think this judge is a Democrat. I don't know if it's an Obama, Trump, or Biden appointee, but did her job. She did her job, didn't it? And look, I'm happy. Like I said, this is a win for justice. Right when you think justice is standing on the last leg, something like this happens. There is a judge that has more morals than political ideology running their sense of loyalty, or whatever you want to call it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good thing. Now, there is more that has happened this week besides this deal. Like I said, it's like watching Deal or No Deal. It's just, is it a deal? Is it not a deal? Is it a deal? Is it not a deal? So, but this ain't the only thing surrounding Hunter Biden. Look, Hunter Biden has done a lot of things that have hurt his daddy's political career. Before he was president, Hunter Biden was hurting his daddy's political career, but thanks to the Democrat Party, they still put this old feeble man into the White House, and they can't hide this now. Why am I saying that? Well, because we have reports that this isn't the only bad news of Hunter Biden and the Bidens this week. It was reported that Hunter Biden... let me go ahead and find the article. Yeah, it is reported that Joe Biden was joined by Hunter Biden's business calls. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, Biden went ahead and said, I never talked to my son while he was dealing with Burisma. I never talked to my son while he was in business with the Chinese. I never talked. He kept on saying, I never talked to him. But it came out this week that then Vice President Joe Biden, this is from Todd Stearns, participated in phone calls with son Hunter, overseas business partners, according to a whistleblower expected to testify before Congress this week. David Archer, Hunter Biden's former best friend, is scheduled to testify before the House Oversight Committee, the New York Post reported. This is what the Post reported. We're looking forward very much to hearing from Devin Archer about the times he witnessed Joe Biden meeting with Hunter Biden overseas business partners when he was vice president, including on a speakerphone. Committee chair Republican James Comey of Kentucky said at the Post. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, there's video footage. The RNC Research has this footage on their Twitter feed if you want to go look for it, where Joe Biden said, I never talked to Hunter while he was doing these business deals. I never talked to him. Now, when Karine Jean-Pierre was pressed on the issue, and look, Biden picked this woman. She's getting thrown to the dogs every week this week. Every time she steps in front of the podium. When asked about this, she said, well, he was never in business with Hunter. So now the story changed. It went from I never talked to him, now I never was in business with him, which we know from the amount of evidence that is coming out of the Hunter Biden scandals and the Joe Biden scandals. It is true. So now we have this where Hunter Biden and Joe Biden were on phone calls in the same meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just bad. It's bad. We have a lying old sack of bones in the White House that thinks he's telling the truth and probably forgets what the truth is. We have his son running around filling out paperwork wrong and accepting plea deals that might exonerate him from other crimes. You didn't hear that part when it first released. Ladies and gentlemen, and now we're hearing that Joe Biden was in meetings. We also got reports the buyer of the Hunter Biden's art visited Joe Biden White House 13 times. You remember the art that Hunter Biden was supposedly done that was so great and you sold it for $5,000 each? Well, the purchase of Hunter Biden's art reportedly visited President Joe Biden's White House 13 times after the president's son first showcased his paintings at his art dealer gallery in New York City. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I heard this from Dan Bongino. This is secondhand information. But Dan Bongino gave some little insight on laundering money. You can't just launder and say, hey, Joe Biden, look, China can't say, hey, Joe Biden, here's $12 million. And because the government be like, wait, what Joe Biden getting $12 million from for the Chinese government? So what you do is you pass it along certain corporations, and Dan Bongino said, like maybe somebody buying art. This thing about it's starting to make, look, this whole bag of wax is starting to melt on the Bidens. Why did this person go 13 times to the White House? In Joe Biden's White House. This is just questions you have to ask, ladies and gentlemen. Where are they getting money from foreign entities? Now, I've been calling for the impeachment of Joe Biden for a while now. I remember when I first started this podcast, I was like, no, there should be significant evidence that there's a president has done wrong and needs to be impeached. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm at that point. I'm calling on all Republicans to impeach Joe Biden. I'm at that point. I'm at that point where I'm saying, look, there is enough evidence. He is compromised. He is corrupt. Get rid of him. Because if he is compromised, will he go ahead and make decisions best for the country, or will he make decisions based on his own interests? Let's say it like that. Well, I'm going to give it up to Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Today they had a meeting on potentially starting a impeachment inquiry into all this. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Republicans are finally starting to realize that this man might not be the best fit for the country. Now, like I said, some people on the left or some people on the right might say, well, hold on, Isaac. They want to get rid of Joe Biden. Y'all playing right into the Democrats' hands. Let's wait until 2024. If he wins in 2024, we're going to go ahead and impeach him then. Ladies and gentlemen, the way that our country is going, I don't want to see what our country is facing in a year from now. The Republicans are doing right. They're starting to look, and also they're starting to look into this. Also, if you think about it, Kevin McCarthy said it well. He said there's a lot of things that the FBI and the DOJ and other organizations are saying, no, y'all can't look into that. That's private information. The only way they can get that information is they start an impeachment inquiry. Now, and look, I don't believe this would happen. I don't think he's gonna get convicted in the Senate. But ladies and gentlemen, the Republican Party needs to do something. And look, I wouldn't, on that note, if they start the impeachment process, linger it out. Don't do what the Democrats did and wanted to get rid of Donald Trump so bad that they rushed everything. No, let it play. Find all the evidence. Make sure all the evidence is there. Reveal it to the American people. Well, Isaac, wouldn't that help Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis or somebody that's running for the Republican? Yes, it would. See, it's all political. No, we need to get this man out of the White House. Because I promise you that I didn't even touch the Hunter Biden laptop and all the stuff that they have on there that they did not want to put into this report or bring up right now. Ladies and gentlemen, whistleblower after whistleblower after whistleblower. And you know what's funny with these whistleblowers? They all connected. And all the stories are matching. Not like the whistleblowers that came against Donald Trump that he did that, he did this, and he did that. Well, where were you when that happened? I don't know. I don't remember. Do you remember? I don't remember. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get Joe Biden out of the White House. Because I don't want to see our country in a year. Now, like I said, will he get convicted in the Senate? Look, they would have to have some hard evidence for Democrats to turn around in the Senate. The only one I maybe see that would vote for the impeachment of Biden is maybe Manchin and probably Christian Sinema. Maybe. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Republicans to get to the bottom of this. And look, on a final note with this, and then we're going to go ahead and take our break. The Democrats impeached Donald Trump twice, not once, but twice, on faulty information. Faulty information. You think about it. The second impeachment happened right after January 6th, and they impeached him right before he got out of office in a month. And Republicans are taking their. I understand that they want to make sure it's right. But come on, this is just ridiculous. And with all this going around, especially this week this dropping right now, they need to do something. And I commend Kevin McCarthy for stepping up and saying, you know what, we need to do this. We need to start this process. And I don't know when it's going to be announced, but when it's announced, you're going to hear it here on the Cajun Conservative Show. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back in a few moments. How you doing, everyone? Isaac Hayes here, host of Brothers Just Searching and the Cajun Conservative. Are you in the market for a new or used golf cart? Look no further. Cajun Cart has the karting companion you're looking for. Located at 3023 Northwest Avenger Thruway in Lafayette, Louisiana, Cajun Cart is your authorized club car, easy-go, Cushman, and Gorilla dealer. When dealing with Cajun Carts, you're not only purchasing a product or service, but you're also investing in the name. Serving the Acadiana area since 2003, Cajun Cart prides itself in superb customer service, top-notch rental, and best-in-class inventory. Give Cajun Carts a call today at 337-896-3411 or go check out their website, CajunCarts.com, to explore the options for your next karting adventure. Remember Cajun Carts when you're looking for your next golf cart, and tell them Brothers Just Searching and the Cajun Conservative sent you. How you doing, everyone? Isaac Hayes here, and before we get back to the show, I would like to ask you for a favor. My wife is a school teacher at a local private school here in our hometown, and she needs some supplies. Now, I normally don't come do this, but I would like to ask you if you could help my wife with her school supplies. So I have the link in the description. If you can, hit that link and help my wife out, get some school supplies so she can go ahead and help the kids learn. We believe in a biblical education for children, and that's what this school does. She is teaching first and second grade. She's a teacher helper, I believe, and they need some help with school supplies. So at the bottom in the description, you're going to see a phrase where I say, help my wife out with school supplies, and that is the Amazon link. If you can, go ahead and purchase a few things to help her out. We appreciate it, and we thank you for your support.
Cleansed and made us whole. Not one hub, not one soul.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show. I just talked about impeachment of Joe Biden. I hope it happens before he takes away your hot water tanks. What am I talking about, Isaac? Well, cold showers. Now the Biden administration is coming for your home water heater. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Democrats bent on saving the world by taking steps to restrict gas stoves, light bulbs, and even gas stations. Some liberals have stated, or critics have declared, a memoriam of new construction. And now, get ready to take cold showers. Democrats are coming after water heaters. I also heard, it's not in this article, but I also heard that the Biden administration, to save the planet from climate change, they want to take away your air condition. I'm going to tell you right, prediction. I just thought about it. Prediction. Joe Biden, I got confused with his son. I don't know how I got confused with that. But anyway, Joe Biden has lost the election. He has already lost the election. Screw the politics. Screw the politics. You tell people they got to take cold showers and they got to sleep at night hot, especially in the heat right now. But you see, listen how the Democrats will spin this off as well, though. They will tell you, well, this is to save the planet. And if we start saving the planet, we won't have as much heat. So if you lose your air conditioning and your hot water tank and your gas stove and your light bulb, see, we're going to save the planet. And if we save the planet, it's going to be cooler, so you won't need an air conditioner or a hot water tank. Bring us back to the Stone Age, where we go ahead and heat up the water and put it in a bucket, and 5 family members have to hurry up and take a bath so the water stays hot. All right. Take a shower once a week. But ladies and gentlemen, and like I said, if the impeachment process does go on, I hope they get him before he takes away all this. But ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the hypocrisy of this, though. Let's because of climate change. I don't believe climate change is true. I don't. I think it's a I think it's a big hoax. Because this is the hottest summer ever. Really, go a couple of years where it was triple digits. Oh, that's because of climate change. Climate change is making the temperature rise up. No, it's not. Like I said, it's not about climate change. It's about control. And like I said, the hypocrisy of this. They're going to take away your hot water. They want to take away your hot water system. They want to take away your light bulbs. They want you to live in the Stone Age in the dark. They want to get rid of your stove. They want to get rid of your air conditioner, anything. Whatever I just mentioned. But I promise you, the politicians on the left, for sure, will not go ahead. They won't go ahead and get rid of nothing. They won't get rid of their air conditioning. They won't get rid of their hot water system. They won't get rid of their stoves. They won't even get rid of their gas vehicles. But they expect you, the American citizen, the peasant, to go ahead and get rid of your comforts. But they won't. It's the same thing. Remember, Al Gore was asked, you're telling people not to fly to save the planet. And he's like, yes, don't fly. Those emissions that are going in the air is going to burn up the world. Well, why don't you ground your jet, Mr. Gore, and ride in a horse and buggy like the Amish do? We can't do that because I got to fly to tell everybody else about the climate condition. See, ladies and gentlemen, he don't want to get rid of his plane. He wants you to swim in the Atlantic Ocean to get to England or Ireland. But not him. He got to fly in the comfort of his jet to tell the world that climate change is going to kill us. All right, let's move on. I don't have a review, I guess you could say. I have more of an opinion right here. And it is concerning the new Barbie movie. So the Barbie movie came out last week, also with Oppenheimer, which I heard that was a good movie. I like Christopher Nolan's movies. I'm gonna have to go check it out. But Barbie, I promise you, I won't go watch. And the reason you're gonna be fun is you're gonna think it's kind of funny why I don't want to go watch it, but at the same time, I think it's justified. No, it's not that. It's because it's full of wokeness. Now, it has been, critics have hyped Barbie as a stunning takedown of toxic masculinity and a master thesis on feminism. So that is Fox News. That is true that the critics have come out. I think Rotten Tomatoes have given it an 89%. And it is full of wokenism. And it's full of feminism. And it's full of all that stuff. And, Isaac, that's why you're not going to watch it? No, because you could just assume that movie was going to be like that. Why you say that, Isaac? Why you say you would think the movie's like that? Because it is a female lead. I'm not against female-led characters. All right, but if you look at the history of children, and especially when before Barbie came out, little girls played with dolls. They played with, little kids' toys that were, that would help them grow up to be more of a mother figure. And they would go ahead and learn. Like, I remember growing up, I know my sisters, they would go ahead and have a doll or something like that, and they would change the diaper and everything like that. Now, my little sister's a town boy. She's also a police officer. Shout out to the police department out here. But she's a police officer now, but she was always a town boy. She was, one that would go out, hey, you want to play baseball? Yeah, let's go throw the base. I showed her how to play baseball, which led her to be a softball player, and we still play softball to this day. She's on our team. But my sister wasn't interested at an early age, but she did when she was a baby, when we were a little girl, she would play with dolls. And there's still girls like that today. They rather play with dolls, and it shows them how to be a mother. And it shows them how to go ahead and, biblically speaking, how to be a wife. Until Barbie came out, where Barbie was always advertised that you could be this great independent woman. Barbie is centered around feminism. It is around that a woman does not need a man. Now, I'm not telling you, the audience, to go stop playing with Barbies. If you let your girls, or in some cases your boys, play with that. I'm not advertising that. I'm not saying, hey, get all the Barbie dolls out your house and throw them away. I'm just saying that Barbie was always centered around that a woman could be an independent person, and she didn't need a man to be successful. And look, shout out to independent women. Like I said, my little sister's a police officer. And look, she's independent. Great. I'm happy for that. There's nothing wrong with a woman being independent. But when a woman has the attitude that I don't need a man and that we have to bring men down to our level, that becomes an issue. That becomes an issue. And this is that, a lot of people say, well, so that's why you're not going to watch it. No, that's not why I'm going to watch it. It also did well in the box office. I thought Hoffenheimer would have came out number one, but it came out number two, and Barbie became number one, which gives the critics, see, it ain't wokeism. It ain't wokeism that's stopping all these movies. It just, this one was good. This one was this, and the critics are giving it all. But there's a problem with that as well. I believe a lot of people went watch the movie because wokeism wasn't advertised. That's another reason. Now, look, don't get me wrong. This comes from Matt Walsh as well. I'm studying this and hearing some opinions on it. Matt Walsh said it the best way. He said, the outcome of this movie is because the name Barbie, the brand Barbie has impacted a lot of people in this life with the toys and everything. People know the name Barbie. So they went ahead and watched the movie Barbie. That was one reason for its success. Also, again, the reason 107, this comes from Breitbart, woke is so hated, Barbie had to hide it. And look, I watched some of the trailers of Barbie. They don't talk about it being, men, a takedown of toxic manhood, or I'm trying to say the word, I can't say. I just said it. Masculinity. Thank you. Masculinity. They don't show that in the trailers. It was just Barbie lives in this town, perfect world, and it was an imaginary world. Barbie is not a real person. So they went ahead and they didn't advertise it as this thing to combat masculinity. It was a show that was this. It was promoted as a show that Barbie just lives in a fantasy world. So people didn't know it had woke agenda inside the movie. And look, this proves a point to Disney. Next time Disney puts out a movie, look, I'm giving them free advice, but next time Disney wants to put out a movie with some hidden agenda inside of it, don't promote it. Oh, what you trying to say, Isaac? Well, let's look at Disney's record. Buzz Lightyear. I watched it. I went to the movies and watched it with my family. I will never watch it again. And like I said, before I could tell my wife, hey, we're not going to watch it, she already bought the tickets. Okay, and I'm not trying to throw my wife under the bus. It's just she didn't know. And we went and watch it, and I was like, yep, we're never watching this movie again. But you remember with Buzz Lightyear, the whole controversy around Buzz Lightyear was the kiss with the lesbian couple in the movie. And if they wouldn't have put that in there, or they wouldn't have stuck their nose in it with this controversy, Buzz Lightyear probably would have been a success. But Disney pushed it, and they said, we're gonna put that kiss to show we support the gay community. It flopped. Strange Worlds. They pushed it. This is gonna be the first gay movie of Disney, and all Disney executives like, yay, this is a good idea, yay! It flopped. Indiana Jones has woke ideology inside of it, and people are not going to watch the 5th Indiana Jones movie because one of the reasons we don't want to have an agenda. But Barbie did the totally opposite. They said, look, we're going to go ahead and just portray it as a fantasy movie, and when they get there, we're going to hook them in with woke agendas. But now that it's come out that it has this, I'm expecting Barbie not to do well going forward, in my humble opinion. Now, you might be saying, Isaac, you've been telling us why you're not going to watch the Barbie movie, and you've given us 2 other examples. Why you haven't told us why you're not going to watch the Barbie movie. Because the Barbie movie is a girl's movie. I'm not trying to sound, genderizing the movie. I'm being honest with you. When I heard this movie was coming out, and who was sharing it, who was starring in it, Margot Robbie and all the rest of them, I was like, oh, good cast. I'm still not going to watch it. Oh, why? Because I'm a dude. And look, I'm not trying to offend people. I'm just being honest. A real man will not go watch this movie, in my humble opinion. It's not that the movie's bad or has full of left-leaning agenda in it. It does, and as a commentator, I have to tell you those things. But I'm not going to watch a movie that is full of pink. Look, you can ask my wife, you can ask my family. There's nothing against the color pink, but you will not see me wear pink. Why? Because what about purple? Oh, I wear purple all the time. Purple and gold, baby. Woo, LSU. So, but pink, if I wear something with pink, I think I wore a pink tie one time. It was because I was in a wedding. And as a groomsman, I had to wear that. I could, if I had the choice to pick another tie, I probably would have. It's nothing against the color pink. I don't like pink. And this movie, it's just, look, I can understand women and girls going to watch it because, like I said, it's Barbie. Well, Isaac, what about Ken? I don't care about Ken. Ken is more, Ken in this show, they go ahead and really, and I don't know, I didn't think it was possible to bring down Ken's masculinity. I don't know. When I try to say it, I can't say it. When I don't want to say it, and I just say it, I say it, or masculinity. I didn't think you could take that down from Ken, but apparently you can, because Ken in this show didn't look like a man. Yeah, he had the rock abs, and he was built, but at the same time, it was just anyway. Like I said, I'm not trying to offend people. I'm sorry. It just, I wouldn't have went. I'm not going to go see Barbie. Now, people would say, well, you say you have a little girl. What if your little girl wants to watch it? First of all, I don't think I would show her this movie because I don't want her to have in her mind that all men is bad and that a woman don't need a man. Okay, and look, it's the same thing with men, though, because a lot of people say, well, Isaac, what you trying to say, a man can be independent? No, a man cannot do everything by it. Look, let a man go try to give birth. It can happen, but I don't think a man would want to do that. So we need women to populate that way that God intended it to be. Men need women and women need men. That's the circle of life. But I don't think a real man, and look, all you men that were watching, I'm not trying to cut you down. I can understand, like I said, maybe it does play a big role in that too, as the wokenism and stuff. But in reality, I just never had interest in watching this movie. Because, look, props to Ben Shapiro, because Ben Shapiro said he went watch it. He went watch that in Hoffenheimer, and he said it was bad, and the media cut him down for his review of the Barbie movie. And look, props to him. My eyeballs probably would have melted. This movie, I see a I don't see men watching this. Maybe this is why Hoffenheimer came in number 2. Just thinking about it. Well, what you mean, Isaac? Well, I bet you if you do a study, there was men that had wives and daughters that wanted to go watch Barbie. They went to the movie theater and I ain't watching that. Well, you can go watch your own movie. Okay, Hoffenheimer. That's maybe why it came number 2. Because Barbie and Hoffenheimer came out in the same weekend, and they were tit for tat for a while. But it's kind of funny, on the same weekend, more people go watch Barbie. Well, 9 out of 10, it was the girls and the girls and the women that went watch Barbie, and the dudes went watch Hoffenheimer. There's a possibility of that. But ladies and gentlemen, and look, like I said, I'm not. And look, with all sincerity, I don't want to offend nobody. I don't intend to offend nobody. But as a man, I wouldn't go watch Barbie. Why? Because in all reality, it's a girl movie. See, you're genderizing everything. No, I'm just a real boy or a real man will not sit down and watch that type of movie. Because, and look, this is the thing, because my closing thoughts on this. If you think about movies, let's think about it. Okay, us men, we like rough, tough, a lot of action movies. This is why Marvel, DC, and look, there's some women that like it out there. Indiana Jones or some type of movie with a lot of action in it. It's mostly men that go watch it. On the other hand, chick flicks. Let me use a prime example. Let me fix the sheet first. Excuse me, my sheet is messing up. All right. Prime example. Let's use this. A prime example. A while back, my wife and me had some people over at our house, and we were talking about a movie, and it's called Pride and Prejudice. It's a chick flick. My wife told me, "You watched this movie already with me." I was like, "When?" She goes, "Right when we got married." I was like, "That's why." But my friend and his wife that was over, they were talking about it, and they were like, my wife and her friend was like, "Oh, we love this movie. Oh, why don't y'all watch it with us?" And me and my good friend that was on the side, her husband, we were looking at each other like, "No." What we were talking about though, we started talking about cowboy movies and about the new cowboy movies that are coming out, and we talked about how we like the cowboy movies and we like the action, and we were talking about a cowboy movie that don't have that much action, we don't like watching too much. Just that, then that's a perfect example right there. Women like romance. They like movies like the Barbie movie. And they're like, it's so sweet. And us guys, we like things blowing up. And look, on that note, that's how God made us. God made us totally different, but at the same time, God made it to where we both could not live without each other. And look, I know some men. I have one of our hosts and brothers of church and hasn't been married for years, and he's like, "I'm never getting married again." He likes being single. So a man and a woman can live without each other, but God made male and female for a reason, to be a helpmate to one another. And I see that a man cannot live without a woman, and a woman cannot live without a man. Not living in the same home, but in this world. If this world was full of women, well, guess what? We wouldn't reproduce. We wouldn't have certain things. Same thing with a guy. If it was just men on this earth, it would be pretty dull. But that's why I'm not going to watch the Barbie movie. And a lot of people might be saying, "Well, Isaac, you should watch it before you judge it." No, thank you. That's kind of like I was hearing a missionary talk one time, and somebody asked him. He said he was 52 at the time and he didn't drink beer and nothing like that. He never took a sip of alcohol. And somebody came up to him and said, "How you know if you don't like it if you don't try it?" And that preacher said the best way. He said, "Look," he said, "you don't have to try something to know it's bad for you." He said, "I got a question. Let's live under that logic. Have you ever had your head rolled over by a semi-truck?" And the guy's like, no, I wouldn't do that. He goes, "What?" "Well, I'll kill myself." He said, how you know you wouldn't like it if you don't try it?" So that logic of, hey, go try it and see if you like it, no, that's pretty dangerous. You know, as people would say, the famous last words of any redneck, hey, y'all, watch this. It just, so me just seeing this, and me seeing the critics, and me seeing the reviews, and that I guess that plays a part, but in reality, I'm not going to watch Barbie because I'm a guy. And I'm just not interested in Barbie. And you might be saying, well, Isaac, that's kind of harsh. No, it's not kind of harsh. It's just how I feel. It is my feelings on this. So yeah, I won't watch Barbie. Now look, like Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad, which I never watch either. I could get interested in their movies. There's a lot of action in their movies. But Margot Robbie's Barbie, nope, I probably would not watch that. And even if it's on the screen of my television, I will walk past it, or I would tell them, hey, turn that off. Because that's when the politics would get involved, and I don't want my kids influenced by wokenism. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back in a few moments. How you doing, everyone? Isaac Hayes here, host of Brothers Just Searching and the Cajun Conservative. Are you in the market for a new or used golf cart? Look no further. Cajun Cart has the karting companion you're looking for. Located at 3023 Northwest Avenger Thruway in Lafayette, Louisiana, Cajun Cart is your authorized club car, easy-go, Cushman, and Gorilla dealer. When dealing with Cajun Carts, you're not only purchasing a product or service, but you're also investing in the name. Serving the Acadiana area since 2003, Cajun Cart prides itself in superb customer service, top-notch rental, and best-in-class inventory. Give Cajun Carts a call today at 337-896-3411 or go check out their website, CajunCarts.com, to explore the options for your next karting adventure. Remember Cajun Carts when you're looking for your next golf cart, and tell them Brothers Just Searching and the Cajun Conservative sent you.
You're my peace of mind when this old world seems to get me down.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third and final segment of the Cajun Conservative Show today. So moving back on to politics for a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Pelosi is one of these Democrats that got to go, in my humble opinion. There is a few Democrats, and we're going to highlight two of them in this segment before we get on to the main topic of the third segment. But Nancy Pelosi was interviewed on CNN's State of the Union this last Sunday morning, and she gave some bizarre statements that makes me want to scratch my head a little bit. Pelosi, Biden economics is working. Americans just don't know it because Biden has not told them. When Bush rattled off a series of economical montage that she said was positive news for the Biden administration, and then asked Pelosi why the numbers do not match Americans' statement about the economy that is reflecting in the polling. So what is going on here? Bush apparently showed a montage of people saying, hey, the economy's not good. We want Biden out of there. And the fact of the matter is, it's not. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, I have a small business here with BGS Media. I work for a small business, my dad's company. And we're struggling in this industry of construction. Just not us. I have friends that are in this industry, and as you know, a lot of industries you go ahead and you have friends in the same line of work, and you're competitors, but you're not competitors. And you talk, and sometimes you call each other, ask each other for help, and all that. But I have been talking to some of my friends that are in the same line of business we're in, and I asked them, are you busy? Are you? Nope, we're not busy at all. We're just getting by. Look, it's common. Like right now, everybody in our business is slow. I have friends that are landscapers. Ask them the same thing. Are y'all busy? We're getting by. You ask people, how are you doing financially? And they're like, it's struggling. Everything's going up, but the paycheck is staying the same. and this is the cause of inflation and everything, and because of the Biden economics. We talked about Biden economics, I think 2 episodes ago, where I broke down a little bit of how this isn't working. But Nancy Pelosi goes on CNN and makes this remark. Well, a lot of it's about messaging, of course, Pelosi said. I'm so proud of this president. In the 2 years that we were in the majority working with him, he broke all kind of records. And that is true. I'm not going to deny that Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to stop right there before I continue on with her statement. That is true. That is not a lie. They did break a lot of records. They broke the record of the highest gas, highest prices for gas. They broke the record of the highest inflation ever. They broke the record of people not working. They have a lot. They do have records. The Biden economics have records. Unfortunately, the records are not for the good of Americans, but for the bad. For what's happened, it was bad for America. Like high inflation, high gas prices, high food wages. I mean, high food prices. That is through the roof. That is another record that the Biden economics have. So she did not go wrong with that. We broke all kind of records, and that's just not Biden. That is also the Democrat Party. On the level with Lyndon Johnson or a Franklin Roosevelt, in terms of the caliber of legislation that he has passed for the good of the people. Lower prescription drugs. Again, cutting in half. And you indicated cutting in half of unemployment. Ladies and gentlemen, Trump started that. See, a lot of people don't realize the cutting in half of prescription drugs, Trump implemented that, and Biden rode that wave. Oh, there you go with the conservative view that Trump saved the planet. No, I'm just being honest. Trump, before he got out of office, was working on downgrading prescription drugs, and Biden and the Democrats took the hooray on that because everybody wanted it, but Trump was in the middle of doing that in his administration, and the Biden team did some little tweaks on it, but they went ahead and did that. Now that might be some good, but cutting half of unemployment, well, that is the pandemic. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, Biden came in 2021. We had 2020 where unemployment was through the roof because of COVID-19. And I see this chart all the time on Joe Biden's Twitter. Yes, I follow him on Twitter, which is not going to be Twitter much longer. It's going to be X. I don't know what's going on with that. But Biden always taught that figure that, look, Trump lost tens of thousands of jobs, but we raised it up to 20-some million jobs or whatever it is. And that is all because of the pandemic. So that you can give them. Those are true statistics. But the problem with it is you're not looking into all of it. Pelosi said that the alleged success that the administration has not been messaging for Americans to know its truth, even if the reality that the experience does not reflect the messaging from the Biden administration. She also went on to say, this president did such a remarkable job. He is a person of such knowledge, such vision for the country, such knowledge of the issues, such strategy thinking, and such a legislator on top of all, a person who connects with the American people. He just got to get out there. The thing of it is, Nancy, they don't let him. If he gets out there and takes a question, he mumbles through it, or if he tries to walk off from the press conference, he slips on a bag that's on the ground, or he falls upstairs. She continued, it's a busy job being president. I could say that as being speaker, you're doing your work. But he's just going to have to make sure that the American people know at that kitchen table what this means to them in terms the job, the pay, and the reducing inflation. Problem, he picked up inflation. Problem at the table, there is no food to eat while you're there talking about politics. And jobs and pay, yes, there might be jobs, but at low wages. Remember, we criticized President Biden for tweeting out that he has raised, the wages are higher than ever before, and Twitter had to put a fact stamp on it saying, no, it is down. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know why? Like, Nancy Pelosi's trying to butter people up by saying these good things about the president, but the problem with it is they don't let him out and all this other stuff. Their lives are not reflecting. Their lives are not reflecting of what the Democrats are pushing. The Democrats think this is the land of Oz where everything is greener. They think this is utopia. They think that this is the land of opportunity, but the problem with it is them and their party, they take away the opportunity away from us American people. Because you have to ask the question, am I better off now than I was when President Trump was in office? And the God honest truth is, no, we're not. Even us Republicans are feeling it. Even in us in red states, we're feeling it. We're feeling the pinch of the dollar. We're feeling the inflation. We're feeling the high gas prices. But according to Nancy Pelosi, the president has done such a remarkable job. And I don't know where she's getting this, that he's a person of such knowledge, such vision for the country. What vision? Giving free college to everybody and paying off their debt, which is going to cost Americans almost $800 billion? That is a land of vision? I don't think so. Nancy Pelosi got a couple of fries short of the Happy Meal on this one. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what she's saying, but Dad, she trying to defend this president. And look, this is the only thing. We talked about the Hunter Biden scandals early in the first segment. NBC ran an article where they didn't accuse President Joe Biden didn't do nothing with Hunter Biden. They defended him. And this is the problem with the media, with CNN, MSNBC, and all of them. They try to defend President Biden so much that it's clear that they're lying, and they're trying to help him going forward. Because apparently they don't want another Donald Trump in office. All right, moving on. We talked about climate change in the second segment. I wish I would have brought this out. I didn't realize I had this, but Hillary Clinton says MAGA Republicans are the reason summer is hot. That's right. The former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, this is from the Daily Wire, has determined that the summer is extremely hot, and rather than the Earth tilt coupled with the time of year, it's MAGA Republicans who are at fault. She wrote a tweet. Hot enough for you? Thanks, a MAGA Republican. Or better yet, vote them out of office. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Biden has spent more money on climate change, and it's still getting hotter. He wants to take away your stove. He wants to take away your light bulb. He wants to take away all this stuff. But according to Hillary Clinton, it is the MAGA Republicans, us, the Make America Great Again Republicans. I'm not for Trump. I'm just saying I like the phrase. I like Make America Great Again. So, but it's nothing to do with the tilt of the earth. It has nothing to do with the atmosphere. It's nothing to do with the time we're in summer. But ladies and gentlemen, it is the MAGA Republicans, because we stopped the fight for climate change and the reason the world is hot because us Republicans don't want it to fall in line and get rid of your stoves and get rid of your light bulbs and get rid of all this other stuff. You MAGA Republicans, y'all just don't want to play by the rules. Y'all don't want to play by our dictatorship. I mean, our logic to save the planet. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's a hunk of baloney. It is not the MAGA Republicans' fault that we have hot weather. It's summer. And look, I hope Hillary Clinton, I pray, and look, Lord, if you're in heaven and you have a sense of humor, please let me find that tweet when it's winter. And Hillary Clinton goes in there, it's cold enough for you? It's all the MAGA Republicans' fault. Vote them out because the cold weather is all because of climate change. And look, I got to make a mental note that if that happens, I need to find this clip of me saying this. I'm going to say, listen to me a couple of months ago. Because, ladies, this is the hypocrisy of this. If it's too hot, it's climate change. And it's all the Republicans' fault. If it's too cold, it's climate change. And it's all the Republicans' fault. This just shows me that the Democrats don't care what the issue is. It's all the Republicans' fault. High inflation, the Republicans' fault. Yeah, but your guys in office and they went to 9.1. It was because of Donald Trump. He inherited that. Oh, really? 17 executive orders on the first day, and all pertaining to the border and everything to undo everything Donald Trump did. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about it. It's never the Democrats' fault. It's always the Republicans' fault. Even the weather. The weather is the Republicans' fault because we don't fall in line and we don't bow down to dictatorships. And we live in a free nation. But yeah, Hillary Clinton, hey, all the Republicans' fault for it being hot. Extremely hot. ladies and gentlemen, look, she got some criticism. She just ain't getting criticism from me. MAGA Republicans are powerful enough to control the seasons, apparently, and without them, we'll have no summer. That came from Donna Luciat. Matt Walsh. They are now directly blaming MAGA Republicans for the temperature outside. The Democrats' party has fallen folly into a state of permissive superstition. They have all the scientific credibility of the ASAP priests in the year of 1450. Ladies and gentlemen, it goes on. Buck Saxon, the almost too bad Democrat president, encouraged her emotionally unstable followers to blame their political opponent for the weather. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, everything's the Republicans' fault, but never the Democrats' fault. I'm just, let's see. All right, we're going to talk about that later. The breaking story come out, and I want to read more about it. All right, let's move on to the Republican side of the politics. So, Politico came out with an article, and Politico is a left-leaning paper, but I do like reading their material, especially when it comes to an article like this, because I think they made a lot of sense. Well, I say a lot of sense, the headlines of it. And I want to talk about the presidential debate that is happening in August, which is at this time 2 weeks away. 7 Republicans made the August debate, but the stage is far from set. The August Republican debate is the first big chance for Donald Trump to face his rivals if he decides to show up. Now, this is because Donald Trump has said he don't like the RNC, and 9 out of 10 he won't show up because I guess he thinks it's bias or something like that. I don't know. Donald Trump has every right to. I'm not going to go ahead and say that. I think he should show up for us, the viewers, can hear it. I'm thinking, depending on the date when it is, I'm probably going to go ahead and do a live stream of me watching it on Rumble. I'm probably going to make that exclusively to Rumble. I'm not sure yet. Might do YouTube. We're going to see what happens. But anyway, Trump and 6 of his rivals have already met the qualifications to make the stage. How many more will join them, and whether so many candidates will qualify that the Republican National Committee will need to hold 2 debates to accommodate them all is still up in the air. A spokesman for the party committee did not respond to the question about what exactly would trigger a second night of debates, which the party raises as a possibility in its rules, but there is some precedent. In 2016, some lower polling Republicans hopefuls were regulated to a so-called kiddie table debate that took place before the main show in 2020. And in 2020, Democrats randomly divided up their 20-person field for their first debate over 2 nights. But the thing of it is, so right now, the ones that are in there, I believe, is Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley. Let me see if I can find the list. Chris Christie's in there. There's 7 candidates right now that have qualified for this debate in August. I've been looking forward to this debate. I really want to see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm surprised Chris Christie has enough money and enough polling to get on this stage. I think the requirement is you have to have so much money amount and you have to have at least 1% polling. But ladies and gentlemen, on this note, there's only 7 that's qualified right now. Granted, we have a year until the election. But those 7, this is my personal opinion, those 7 need to be the main candidates. Look, I've had Mr. Roberts on here. I've had another candidate on here, names escapes me at the moment, that are running for president. And I'm glad they came. Look, they reached out to me. I was happy to put them on and promote them and ask them questions on the lines of running for president of the United States. It's real interesting. But ladies and gentlemen, and truth be told, all these candidates are really helping out Donald Trump. Is that a good thing? Well, he's my second guy. So yeah, Donald Trump was already president. He knows what's going on. But a lot of these people, like Chris Christie, for example, Chris Christie's whole platform is to stop Donald Trump from getting in the White House. And according to him, look, it's like this. Hey, heck on my political views. I'm running for president to stop Donald Trump. That's what he's doing. That's all he's running for. So him getting on the stage, he's getting some left-leaning Republican help. But there's 7 that qualify right now. We're 2 weeks away from the debate, and you're still trying to figure out how to get. Oh, now what they're trying to do is they're trying to hope Mike Pence get it, because Mike Pence didn't even make the list. So all these people that are running for president of the United States that does not have a shot need to back out. They do. They just need to back out and let at least these 7 run. Because these 7, even that, like Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, which Ron DeSantis had to cut some of his campaign staff this week. That's not a good sign. But like Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, they flew into the qualifications. Right when they announced it, they were qualified. They're the 2 big names on the ticket. But like Asher Hutchinson, Mike Pence, they're running, but they don't even have enough polling to get in. It's not about the money situation. It is about the whole issue of the polling. They're polling under 1%, which means you're probably not going to make it out of the primary. You won't. All you're going to do. Look, even Tim Scott, as popular as Tim Scott is, I don't even know if he's going to be able to make it to this debate, because I'm getting emails from Tim Scott on for fundraising. And he's asking, please, give me money. Because I think he's totally opposite. He has the polling, but don't have the money. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is and look, there might be some more that qualify for it. I understand. But this is starting to be a circus. Because, and look, like I said, I'm a Ron DeSantis guy. And I think Ron DeSantis will do a hell of a job as a president of the United States. But if you look at it on the scope like this, it's all these people are helping Donald Trump really to get in there. And also, if people wants to, all these people that are running under Trump, their platform, yeah, they might have some good for the country, but they're attacking Donald Trump. And look, you can go ahead and criticize his policies. That's all game. But trying to criticize him public, personally, and look, you can. It's easily done. I've done it here on the podcast. But ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, I think this field needs to shrink a lot. And look, ladies, and look, going back to 2016, I remember that. Look, all them people that were on that stage, they had at least 2 to 3%. That's why they had to separate it into two debates. Because if I remember correctly, I think one of our former governors were running at the time, and that's why I watched the first one to see Bobby Jindal. But ladies and gentlemen, it's just it's hard. It's hard for me to put. I just can't see. Like, use for example, Mike Pence. They have a picture of Mike Pence right here. That's maybe why I'm thinking about it. There's no way that Mike Pence is going to get to the White House. There's no way. He was the vice president. The only way he gets back to the White House is if Donald Trump says, Mike, I'm going to put our differences aside. I want you to run with me again. Me and you we was a great team, and I think we could do it again. That'd be the only way that Mike Pence gets back to the White House. I doubt that happens, but there's only, to be honest with you, in my opinion, there's only 2 people that have a shot for the White House. That's Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. Nikki Haley, good person. I have a friend that supports her. She ain't get into the White House right now. Tim Scott, great guy, won't get into the White House. And this is why I think this whole debate it isn't bad for us to hear the candidates, but either 2 things are going to happen at debate. One, Donald Trump's going to run the floor, and his support is going to go up while everybody else goes down. Or all these 6 other Republicans are going to gain up on Donald Trump, going to bring his polling down, and then it's going to be mixed until Donald Trump still will be the lead candidate because of all these people. And look, like I said, some free advice. I don't know. Look, I'm not in the business to stop Donald Trump from being president. If he becomes president, I would like it. Okay, he proved he was a good president. The only thing I would ask is he don't make this a revenge term. But if people really want to stop Donald Trump, what they would need to do is tell all the other candidates, back off and endorse the guy on the opposite side of Trump, which would be Ron DeSantis. That's really the only possible way Donald Trump does not become the nominee. But then like you said, you have to have the argument. If you don't become the nominee, does he run as a third party and all that stuff? But that's for another podcast. But they're starting to ask who's going to be on that stage. And ladies and gentlemen, if 7 people are the only ones that are polling over 1% or have the money to continue, like I said, look, Ron DeSantis, number 2 guy, is fighting right now to keep staff. He had to lay off all kind of people because he's running out of money. Donald Trump isn't running out of money, but Ron DeSantis is, and that's not a good sign. So if you have all these people that can barely make it on the stage, and you only have 2 that really clear forward, even that go, make them 2 debate, make them 2 run, and let the Republican Party decide on them 2. But we're going to see. After this debate, we're probably going to hear people dropping out and all that stuff. So with that being said, that's going to end this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show. Thank you, as always, for listening to the show. I love you guys. Can't wait to be back with you on Monday. Please listen. We always drop the show Monday and Thursdays in the morning. Go ahead around 5 o'clock if you want to be one of the first people to listen. The last episode did great. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. Please continue to tell your friends. Please continue to tell your family members. Text it, share it. Whatever you have to. Remember, Jesus Christ is King. He's coming back. He's coming back soon, so don't be faint of heart. Jesus has overcome the world. If you want to know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, reach out to me. I'll tell you how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven your home. Until next time, be blessed. Be encouraged. You have a good one.
And he is the open